battery drop eh. Ayan na, tumukod na. Pass lang. Ayan na, wala nang battery. Bakit sa lutol? Ay! Bakit sa lutol? Surrounded by Super 2s. Shout out your mom, your dad, your aunt. Good luck, guys. Somebody hit the wheel. Stay down, brother. Stay down. Come on, let's go. He comes back. Comes back. Woo! That really feels good. That feels good. What up guys, it's your boy Cielshock from Cielshock Mini 4-wheel drive racing squad. I'm a teacher here in Noobworx, and before I start the video I want to say shout out to Matrixx high-speed racing oil. If you need some commutator drops for your braking method on your motors and also on your bearings and on your gears, high-speed racing oil, Matrixx, they have it for you. And also if you need a power cleaner for your motor, they also have Matrixx power cleaner. And also, I want to say shout out to Toronto Mini 4-wheel drive club and Six Garage, Tamiya Mini 4-wheel drive Toronto. Six Garage will be hosting a huge event. It will be called Battle of the Turfs. It's going to be on October 20th. It will be in Toronto. The details would be on my Facebook and my Instagram, and also in their Facebook page and in their Instagram page. Again, Six Garage will be hosting that. And then a lot of racers all over in the US and Canada will be there. Montreal, Canada will be there. Ottawa, Canada will be there. Maryland, New Jersey, New York, Connecticut. And also, we're inviting everybody in the US and in Canada to race with us. I want to say shout out to the Bitstop USA, Portal Tuners, Connecticut Mini 4-wheel drive racing squad, Hobby Towns, New Jersey, Outcast Mini 4-wheel drive, Precision Mini 4-wheel drive, obviously Six Garage, Ottawa Mini 4-wheel drive, Down Trust Mini 4-wheel drive, T-Mini, as I've mentioned, Toronto Mini 4-wheel drive, Noobworx Mini 4-wheel drive obviously is going to be there, and Philadelphia Mini 4-wheel drive. Chicago Mini 4-wheel drive will be there too. Shout out Kevs. I want to say shout out to Kevin Del Rosario. Shout out from you and all your teammates in Cebu. Shout out and thank you for all the tips that you have teach me. I don't forget that. Shout out Kevin. Thank you. I'm inviting you all to that big event, Battle of the Turfs US and Canada race. Alright, enough with the shout out, let's get into the video. In today's video, we are going to have an overview, breakdown, or what I call is dissecting this build. This is my comeback tune class build, basic tune class build. When I first come back to Hobbytown, this is Bullet. This is the VZ chassis basic tune class build. Alright, with not further ado, let's start with the Neo VQS Japan Cup 2020. So that is composed with a chassis and the body shell. The reason why I picked VZ chassis is it's light, the acceleration is good, and it's really good for tune class. And also the body shell, as you guys already know, I'm already a fan of the Neo VQS because I'm a fan of the Vanquish body shell. So when they made the Neo VQS and it's a polycarbonate body, it's perfect tune class because I want to make my car as light as possible, and because it's neon chassis, it is one of the lightest colored chassis out there. Again, this is the Neo VQS Japan Cup 2020 95130 for the body shell and the chassis. Alright, moving on, the next part would be the bumper. It's the front sliding damper 15469. Again, it's the front sliding damper 15469. So what you're gonna get is this plastic that will hold your sliding damper. It comes with an aluminum plate, but I don't like using aluminum because one, it's not as tough as carbon, and also it is a little bit more heavier than the carbon. So what item you're gonna buy is 15469 wide front sliding damper. Next would be obviously the high grade carbon stay for wide front sliding damper. It's 2 millimeters. It is 95284. Again, it's 95284. This is the one on the front. Why did I use a sliding damper? I use sliding damper on this build because this build is actually intended to be used for 5-lane and also intended to be used on the track layout with DigiCurve and rocking straight. So that's the reason why I have the front sliding damper up the front for this tune class build. Alright, next would be the brake sponge set. That's the one that I use over here as a popsicle as a brake up front. So we will get the popsicle from there, coming from the item number 15441. Again, it's item number 15441. It's the brake sponge set. We are going to take the popsicle FRP right there for our front brake. And also we use the gray brakes and the black brakes on front and the rear. That is where you're gonna find this gray and black brakes. There are two different grips and there are two different component of brakes. It's not like the the sponge brake that everybody are using right now. It's not the pink and the white. These are kind of old school. So again, that's item number 15441 brake sponge set. We're gonna get the popsicle. So that's the bumper. Now we're going to the rollers. The rollers are the double aluminum rollers 13 and 12. Item number 15398. Again, it's item number 15398. That's the double aluminum roller silver. That is for the stability of the car. And also, this is way tougher compared to the other lightweight ones because this is a solid 1213. And also, it's good for stability when the car is tipping over. That's why I use a double aluminum rollers at the bumper. And next would be the high mount tube stabilizer set black. Again, that's the high mount tube stabilizer set black, item number 15528. Again, it's item number 15528. This is these two caps right here. There are high mounts, so when the car is actually tipping, that actually helps the car to be stabilized, but it's not actually touching the track when it's on straight. So it actually works when the car is only tipping. It's also good on a traditional lane changer. But again, as I've said, this build is built for 5-lane, but it also works in 3 lanes. But you just have to put a little bit more angle on it. Maybe put an angle chip or something. But that's what the bumper is composed of. Alright, moving on. To the middle part of the car, it's the high-grade carbon side stays for AR chassis, which is this two right here. That would be our dampers because it actually vibrates when the car lands. So that is the high-grade carbon side stay for AR chassis. That is 1.5mm. Item number 95601. Again, it's item number 95601. That's this carbon that we used over here. And gotta make sure it's all countersunk so it doesn't get caught on the track. Next would be the adjustable dampers. 2.5 grams. Again, it's the adjustable mass damper, 2.5 grams. Weights, there's 6 on a pack. And we're using this 2.5 gram. They call it pancake dampers. This one. And that's item number 95608. Again, that's item number 95608. It doesn't have to be like exactly this color because it's silver. You can actually use the different colors, but because I color match the car, I use that special color adjustable mass damper, 2.5 grams weight, item number 95608. All right, next would be the side mass damper set for AR chassis silver, 95288. That is this one. Some people call this cylinder dampers, but that is coming from a side mass damper set for AR chassis, 95288, and it's also silver, so it's a different item number, but you can also use a different mass damper with a different color, but it's the same weight. Okay, again, that's the side mass damper set for AR chassis, 95288. All right, let's go back. Let's go to the back now. So at the rear part, we are using a high-grade carbon rear brake stay, 1.5mm J-Cup 2020. So this is the new brake stay that everybody is using on their cars. As I remember, before I quit, they only have FRP. I mean, not before I quit, before I went to hiatus for a while. Took a break from Mini 4-wheel drive. This is not a carbon part yet. This is only an FRP, but now this is a carbon. And again, this is the 2020 J-Cup 1.5mm carbon rear brake set, item number 95133. Again, it's item number 95133, and that's for our brake stay at the rear. There you go. That's where we put our brake. All right, next would be the high-grade carbon stay wide sliding damper. Again, same as the front, we use this plastic right here. That's the wide rear sliding damper, item number 15467. Again, that's item number 15467. That's the wide rear sliding damper. And as I've said earlier, I use sliding dampers for both of them. This is only hard, but this one is soft because I intend to use this on rocking straights and digicarbs, and because it's basic tune class, you can't really do any cutting or any body damper or any modifying of the parts and the carbons. That's why I'm sticking to the bolt-on parts. So, because it comes out with an aluminum too, I need to change it to carbon. So, the next part would be the high-grade carbon stay for wide rear sliding damper 2mm, which is this part. High-grade carbon stay for wide sliding damper, item number 95285. Again, item number 95285, and this one's for the rear. Nobody should be making a mistake or getting confused because it's actually written front and it's written rear over there when you're buying the stuff. So as you can see, I use this because it's close to the body. I mean, it's close to the wheels. So it's making the car a little bit shorter. The distance between the two rollers are a little bit shorter. So it's not too slow in the corners when it turns, even though it's on a sliding damper. And it makes the car smoother, but it's a little bit slower. But that's the reason why we're using that. And now for our underguard. This is our underguard. Obviously, we need an underguard when we're building a rear part. That is the FRP plate for Super X chassis 15242. Again, FRP plate for Super X chassis 15242. 242, and we used that as an underguard because the whole of the Super X FRP plate is perfect, is aligned to be your underguard right there. So it's perfect. All right, now we're moving on to the rollers. I use 17mm aluminum rollers with plastic rings blue. Item number 15449. Again, 17mm aluminum rollers with plastic rings blue. Blue because it's just color matching with the body shell. Nothing special. 17 because that's the hole that is actually closest to the wheel and more contact surface, and smooth because it's plastic. Plastic is way smoother and faster compared to the aluminum ringless rollers. That's why I use with the plastic rings, because we need to get as much as less drag as we need when we're racing tune class, because ringless rollers gets more bite on the track, causing a little bit more delay comparing to the plastic rings. And again, you gotta remember, this car is specifically made for tune class, so we're only using tune motors. That's the reason we're using plastic rings. I highly suggest using plastic rings, bearing rollers with plastic rings, because it's way faster when it hugs the track. There will be less drag compared to aluminum ringless rollers. All right, again, that's item number 15449. All right, now let's go to the spacers. These are the aluminum spacers that I use. These are the aluminum silver spacers. They're item number 15473. Again, it's item number 15473. I use aluminum spacers because it's sturdier. I mean, I can use a lightweight one, but for this build, I want it to be sturdy since we're using it on a rock and straight and a digicurve track layout. And for the screws that I use, it's the countersunken screws. It's 15510. It's up to you how many countersunken screws you want to use, but again, it's item number 15510. All right, let's go to the wheels now. The wheels are carbon reinforced wheel set, low profile, fin type. You are only gonna get the fin type. You're not gonna get the other wheels because it comes with 3 sets. It's item number 95245. Item number 95245. Carbon reinforced wheel set. It comes with a 3 carbon wheel set, but you're only gonna get the fin type. The reason why I took the fin type, because the fin type is closer to the chassis. It's making the build narrow, so the wheels are all narrow. So it's better in cornering. I mean, we have the sliding damper to compensate for the stability. That's why we're having the wheels a little bit more faster in cornering when it's all narrow. It's a little bit unstable, but because we have sliding dampers, that's what making it stable on this build. Again, that's item number 95245. All right, let's go to the tires, which is my favorite part. The tires are hard, low-profile tires, silver and carbon. It comes with a Y-spoke wheels. We didn't get that. We used the hard tires only. These are hard tires, but they're a little bit more slicker, on my opinion, compared to a regular hard tire. And also, this silver one specifically, I think, is less bouncier than the others. And this is item number 95412. Again, it's item number 95412. Hard low profile silver and carbon wheel set Y spoke. We're not using the Y spoke, we're only using the tire. All right, so that's the reason why we use the silver tire, and also obviously color match on our build. All right. Next would be the stabilizers ball cap monochrome, which is this stabilizers. Obviously, we have to color match. That's item number 15385. Again, that's item number 15385. Stabilizers ball cap monochrome. You can use any color you want. You can use also lock nuts if you want, but I prefer to use this because it's just gorgeous when it color match. Nothing special. All right, let's go to the rear. The rear is the slim mass damper set, silver 95435. Again, slim mass damper set, silver 95435. And we are using this tiny little damper. The reason why I use that is this is enough for me to balance out the car, because VZ chassis, the motor is already at the rear, so that's how I compensate it. I just need a little small amount of dampening. That's why I use these tiny dampers over here. Again, it's Slimline Mass Damper Set Silver 95435. That's for the rear. And because all of the weight is on the rear, we just need to make it lighter. We need that force on the front, and we already have this sliding damper to give a little weight up front to balance it out. All right, let's go open this. Let's see what's in here, because usually this is how people go crazy and they thought there's something special in here, but nothing really crazy. Let's go open this since we're on that part now. Ooh, it's too tight. All right, there you go. Let's open this. There you go, nothing crazy. Next would be the super speed gear set. It's item number 15432. Again, it's item number 15432, the super speed gear set. That is the 351 gear ratio. So that is the highest gear ratio you can get. It's more on top speed because we're using a torque tune motor for torque, so we need a little bit more top speed. We're using a super speed gear set, and again, it's intended to be on 5-lane, so that's why I'm using that. Next would be the G13 gear, crown gear, which is the pink. I didn't use carbon because I think pink is enough. Pink is enough for tune class. It's not too powerful motor, not a lot of torque. It's just tune class, so I'm using the G13 gear, crown gear AO1016. Again, AO1016, item number 94691. I am item number 94691. Next would be the propeller shaft. Nothing crazy with the propeller shaft because I'm using a stock propeller shaft. I should have used a hollow propeller one, but this will do. I didn't use a hollow propeller because I probably don't have any anymore. I'm using this propeller shaft A set AO1004, item number 94382. Again, AO1004 94382. That's the stock propeller shaft A set, they call it. All right, wheel shafts that I use. I use the 60mm wheel shafts. It's AO1043. AO1043, item number 16314. Again, item number 16314. Wheel shaft 60mm. Nothing special, that's only stock. The reason why I use this in tune class here, basic tune class here in America, especially in the East Coast, we don't pierce our wheels. Piercing of wheels is not allowed, so I just use the 60mm because that's what's legal. Nothing crazy. All right, next would be the torque tune motor. My favorite motor in the world. This is the torque tune 2 motor. Nothing crazy. It is item number 15484. Again, torque tune 2 motor. Item number 15482. It's torque tune motor 2 because I don't have the torque tune 1 no more. Probably all burnt. But I use this because I want this to have a lot of torque compared to other tune motors, because I'm already having a sliding damper front and rear, and I need all that torque. Plus, I already have my top speed with this gear ratio that I have. So, that's how you compensate the build as we move forward. Hopefully, you have a better idea of how to build this tune class build. I have my old videos too, but again, I'm doing this again for you guys because everybody requested for this. All right, next would be the carbon pinion gear 15453. Again, carbon pinion gear 15453. I use carbon because it's tougher. I actually don't need carbon to begin with, but I just use carbon because that's what I have. Again, item number 15453. You can get away with a regular pinion gear, I think, because it's only tune class. But I use carbon in this one. And next, last but not the least, the lock nuts that I used. Those lock nuts. Those are AO1015 2mm lock nuts. 94690. Again, that's 94690. AO1015 94690. Those are the lock nuts that I use. And obviously, last but not the least, before I forget, AO620s on 4 of these wheels. AO620 bearings. That is the best bearings that I've used so far. Some people use high grade bearings, but I still use AO620s. That's for all my bearings. So nothing crazy with this build. There's no secret. Again, quick breakdown. Lightweight body shell, polycarbonate, lightweight chassis, VZ chassis, good in acceleration. It's really fast, lightweight, used with the torque tune motor for torque, and also used with a 3:5:1 gear ratio for speed. So we balance that out. And then because we're using it in DigiCurve and because we're using it on Rocket Straight, we both used front and rear sliding damper. Nothing crazy. And to compensate that power loss because of the rear and front sliding damper, we're using the wheels close to the chassis, so it's actually good in cornering even though we compensate it with a sliding damper. So that's what made it stable. Nothing crazy. And obviously at the end of the day, you have to have a good brake setting. You have your underguard and everything's carbon, so everything is light. That's it. So that is Bullet, my basic build tune class. Nothing crazy. It's not too light, not too heavy. Hope you guys like this video. Before I go, I'm gonna weigh this real quick. I'm gonna put it back all together, and then I'm gonna weigh it, and I'm gonna show you guys in 2 seconds. So here you go. We're gonna weigh the car. 121 grams altogether. 120. Let's see if it goes 120. It goes in between 120 and 121 grams. So that's how heavy it is. So we are going to speed check this. There's the beep. 31 kilometers per hour for torque tune to motor 351. So that's it for our basic tune class build Bullet. Hopefully you learned something. This is Cielshock from CTUSA Mini 4-wheel drive racing squad, and I'm a teacher here in Noobworx. Don't forget to subscribe and like. Always race humble. Peace. See you at the track side.